Recording started.
Play song Working in a Coal Mine.
Working in the Coal Mine by Devo now played.
Recording started.
Play song Working in a Coal Mine.
Here's Working in the Coal Mine by Devo.
Play album New Traditionalists.
Got it. Here's the album New Traditionalists by Devidsonville.
fear of jets, till I self-destruct. You fire at random, I'm under attack. Step in freewheeling, flying over the track. Is it I wanna be your time bomb? Reply. Is it I? Let me be your time bomb. Reply. Is it I wanna be your time bomb? Reply. Is it I? Please let me be your time bomb. Reply. Everywhere there was danger, absolutely for real. Subliminal, today. What does it take to do the super thing? Super thing. I'll tell you what it takes. A very simple thing. Simple thing. Iron nerves, like a pilot of a jumbo jet. Jumbo jet. For a girl on the go who hasn't got there yet. Magnetic trumpets blowing, synthetic saxophones. The evidence kept growing from below. Hidden motivations buried in the past still give us strength for the super thing. The red alarm, the rude surprise every time it rings. Means it's time to go beyond the normal thing. Pay attention and be prepared to do it right. Do it right. The super thing, the thing that makes you bigger than life. Magnetic trumpets blowing, synthetic saxophones. The evidence kept growing from below. Hidden motivations buried in the past still give us strength. To do the super thing, won't you tell me what it takes? To do the super thing, won't you give me what it takes? To do the super thing. Signals start to travel from a distant place. Distant place. Lights go out, electroshock, then pleasure pain. Pleasure pain. Sensations unfamiliar can make you sick. Make you sick. It's a superhuman thing, and it does the trick. Magnetic trumpets blowing, synthetic saxophones. The evidence kept growing from below. Hidden motivations buried in the past still give us strength. beautiful world. For you. For you. For you. It's not for me. It's a beautiful world. For you. It's a beautiful world. For you. It's a beautiful world. For you. It's a beautiful world. Not me. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful, beautiful world. It's a beautiful, beautiful world.
There are other medications that can lower LDL, and the diets like plant-based diet, Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet can be very, very helpful, as can, being aggressive with fitness and an active lifestyle. But again, this is a complicated picture, you guys. It's not as simple and straightforward as eat well, lower your cholesterol. It's just not.
Well, we appreciate the help this morning, Dr. Ashton. We'll try and live healthier and eat well.
Thanks. Good job, you guys. Have a good day.
You too. Dr. Jennifer Ashton is the ABC News Chief Health and Medical Correspondent.
644. Imagine you're a pilot, responsible for hundreds of lives. How would you respond to this sound? Or even... Pilots train consistently to respond instantly to every possible sign, from autopilot issues to altitude indicators to fire warnings. Thanks to them, the safest place in the world will always be up in the air. Airline Pilots Association. Trained for life. ALPA.org/trained for life.
Sports at 15 and 45. Brought to you by your local Honda dealer.
is the best time to get a new roof, and you know what that means.
We make like a tree and leave. Did she say leave?
Better call Long Roofing now and get a new roof for $99 a month.
We build trust and peace of mind into every Long Roofing roof.
Go to longroofing.com.
Federal News Radio is now Federal News Network. All the intel you need, all in one place at federalnewsnetwork.com. Traffic and weather on the 8s and when it breaks.
Still find delays. Alexandria, riding on the inner loop of the Beltway, headed toward the Springfield interchange. The crash after Van Dorn, still along the left side of the roadway, trying to potentially move the big tractor trailer along past that narrow left shoulder to a wider left shoulder. You're going to find staying in Virginia, the inner loop again, slowed Braddock Road toward 236. Then you're good, headed up toward the Legion Bridge. You'll find 66 eastbound slowing out of Gainesville, riding towards Centerville at 50. Then again, Nutley Street toward the Beltway. Quiet so far on the Greenway and the Dulles Toll Road. Expect slowdowns as you make the ride on the northbound lanes of I-95, trying to move basically the Centerport Parkway into Aquia. Dale City off and on riding into Newington. A new reported crash 95 northbound before exit 169. Apparently it's along the left side of the roadway, so use some caution. 66 in that eastbound direction before Prince William Parkway, exit 44. Accident activity in the right center lane. Headed north on the George Washington Parkway near the split for the Memorial Bridge. If you're headed toward the Memorial Bridge, there's an accident in the right lane of the lanes that take you toward the bridge. In Alexandria, the crash, Route 1 southbound after Potomac Avenue in the right lane. Arlington Boulevard westbound near Williams Drive, we've had reports of one into a ditch. Lorton, northbound Route 1 at Hassett Street. Accident activity last seen in the right lane. Georgetown Pike in the intersection of Old Dominion Drive. Traffic signals are dark. Expect some slowdowns on the ramp. Inner loop to go east on River Road, temporarily closed with an incident. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's potentially cleanup from an accident. Wooten Parkway eastbound at 7 Locks Road, crash in the intersection. 70, it's been a mess trying to move into Braddock Heights, headed toward Frederick. The accident activity at 270, if anything was left, was moved over onto the shoulder. We also had some activity in the district. It was on the freeway westbound out near Main Avenue. We had a broken down vehicle in the center of the 3 lanes that split headed toward the 14th. Living in Centerville, Chantilly, or Fair Lakes, let Fairfax Connector do the driving for you during I-66 construction. Take Fairfax Connector to Vienna Metro weekdays for just $1. Visit fairfaxconnector.com. Jack Taylor, WTOP Traffic.
Lauren Ricketts, cold rain for our Tuesday morning.
Yes, and the good news is it's not going to be raining all day. We're not going to have a soaking rain out there today, but spotty showers on and off for the remainder of your Tuesday. And yes, those temperatures staying in the 40s. That is it for daytime highs today. Plenty of clouds around today. It might get a little breezy at times, especially during the afternoon. Now, the rain will taper off later on this evening, and then as we head into the overnight, those temperatures will fall into the 30s. We are only in the low 40s tomorrow, but we will have a mix of sun and clouds. We're dry through your Wednesday. By Thursday, especially in the morning, we're going to have a little wintry mix that we're going to be watching, and that's mainly going to be west of D.C., from Loudoun County out towards the I-81 corridor, and even upper Montgomery County out towards Hagerstown. So again, a wintry mix. That'll happen Thursday morning, eventually transitioning to rain by Thursday afternoon. I think D.C. will just have rain the whole time. We'll have some rain showers lingering through the first part of Friday before rain tapers off by Friday morning. And we are looking at temperatures on Friday in the 40s, and it's going to be blustery at times, so it is going to be very, very chilly this weekend, looking fabulous. 44 right now in Washington, Dulles and Leesburg at 41, and Gaithersburg at 40.
All right, Lauren, thank you. It's 6:52 here. Car repairs can be frustrating if the mechanic...
That is music of Georg Philipp Telemann, the oboe concerto in E-flat major by Telemann, performed by Sarah Francis. She was the oboe soloist in that performance, along with the London Harpsichord Ensemble on Classical WETA. Just after 8 o'clock this morning, right after the news, we'll return to the oboe and to Baroque music to hear an oboe concerto of George Frederick Handel. On this Tuesday morning on Classical WETA, a little bit of light rain remains in our area right now. And it's dark and there's road mist, so please caution if you're driving. Most of the rain now is to our south. We'll see a couple of scattered showers, occasional throughout today, but otherwise we're having a cloudy day today with a high of 49 degrees. Tomorrow, clear sunny sky with a high of 44. And now before the news at 7 o'clock, we hear this music by Joachim Roth from the Romantic era, who was a friend and colleague of Franz Liszt, and composed this next work for piano. It's called La Feuilleuse, the Spinner, performed by the pianist John O'Connor. That work is appropriately called La Fileuse, The Spinner, by Joachim Raff, a pianist and composer from the Romantic era, performed by the pianist John O'Connor on Classical WETA 90.9 Washington and WGMS 89.1 Hagerstown. Early morning now on this Tuesday, the 13th of November. Thank you for joining us to share the music on Classical WETA. And we have lots more ahead just after this update on the newscast from NPR.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. California officials say the state's fire death toll is now 44 people. 2 of the deaths are in Southern California. The other victims died in what's known as the Camp Fire in Northern California, north of Sacramento. Officials in Butte County say they have reports of more than 200 missing people. This fire is also California's most destructive in terms of property losses. In Southern California, firefighters are making progress building containment lines around the Woolsey fire, despite strong Santa Ana winds. NPR's Dwali Saikauta reports that blaze is now 30% contained.
Wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour have firefighters busy working to control burning embers. In Malibu, helicopters and air tankers are using water from Pepperdine University's campus lakes.
We have been here around the clock and for those first few days without any sleep, but I got a good night's sleep last night, and that helps a lot.
That's Phil Phillips, Vice President for Administration at Pepperdine.
But we've got work to do still, and so we are willing ourselves to be here.
Students and staff are still in mourning. Freshman Elena Housley was among those killed in last week's mass shooting in Thousand Oaks. Dwali Saikauta, NPR News, Malibu.
Amazon has selected New York City and a D.C. suburb in Northern Virginia to split its second headquarters. That's according to a source familiar with the decision. NPR's Alina Selyuk reports the announcement is expected as soon as this morning.
According to the source, Amazon has decided to split its so-called HQ2 between the neighborhood of Long Island City in Queens and the Crystal City area in Arlington, Virginia. When Amazon makes the official announcement, it will have to explain its choice to divide the much-hyped HQ2. Amazon's original promise was to bring 50,000 jobs, paying as much as $100,000 a year. This attracted more than 200 bids from around the country. But Amazon officials have been concerned about the challenge of attracting 50,000 tech employees to any one location within 10 to 15 years. Should note, Amazon is one of NPR's sponsors. Alina Selyuk, NPR News.
Vice President Mike Pence is in Tokyo en route to 2 summits in Asia. He discussed the collaboration the U.S. has with South Korea to keep North Korea in check.
Our joint actions, together with South Korea and the wider world, have brought North Korea to the negotiating table and opened the promise of peace on the Korean peninsula.
But newly disclosed commercial satellite images have revealed a previously unknown North Korean missile base. It includes deep underground tunnels intended to store the weapons. It's likely the facility could hold shorter-range missiles that could strike South Korea in the event of war. This is NPR.
Support for NPR comes from Zoom. Zoom offers cloud video conferencing, online meetings, and a video conference room solution in one platform, featuring digital audio and video with screen sharing, account registration, and more at zoom.us. Good morning. Welcome to the music. It's Tuesday morning now, the 13th of November. And the music on Classical WETA is made possible by your financial support and by the Embassy Series, presenting a concert by pianist Yi Yang Chen, featuring works by Haydn, Villalobos, Chopin, and more, Thursday at the Arts Club of Washington. A buffet reception follows. More at embassyseries.org.
It's always just right. Classical WETA, perfectly tuned to your day.
Good morning, 7:04 now, and a few showers remaining in our area. It was quite heavy this morning, but it seems to be now pushed off to the southeast. We'll still have some scattered showers in the forecast today with a high of only 49 degrees. Tonight, 33. Tomorrow, a high of 44 degrees, but at least a sunny sky for Wednesday, and then we continue back into the rain forecast after that. It's 44 now. Good morning, I'm Linda Carducci. Starting off the 7 o'clock hour now at 7:05 with the music of Felix Mendelssohn. His violin concerto is something that has the vigor of youth because he started the work, sketched it out when he was only 29 years old. but also the maturity that comes with a more advanced career because he completed the work just 3 years before his death. So we turn now to the violin concerto of Felix Mendelssohn to hear the first movement with the violinist Midori and the Berlin Philharmonic. Maris Janssens conducts.